you all left the casino, met with the Thieves Guild envoy, made a deal, uh, started negotiations with him to possibly use the Thieves Guild for information. Left out, you were heading towards the first wall to go to check out the ritual site, supposedly. Um, Noticed that someone was following you. Had a brief confrontation with Kaylee, um, who seemed to be a member of Teo and Viz's party. Um, After wearing Kaylee down to the point where you could potentially loot her, knocking her unconscious, Teo approached the group begging for her life, then delivered a message to Noemi about a invitation at the end of the week to meet with a estranged acquaintance. After a little bit of pressure from the rest of the party, and with the money that Teo had given you, you all went to a restaurant in the first wall, got a private booth, and Noemi explained the circumstances of this estranged acquaintance as her arranged betrothed, a man named Jaeger. And apparently Teo, Viz, Kaylee, and one other member of this party uh, will all be converging by the end of the week in Drusoria, and has offered an invitation to Noemi and the rest of her party, should they take it, to come to the party's house in Drusoria to have dinner and meet and just a a social visit, should we say. Um, you are all still in the inner wall, just now finishing with your dinner. Ooh, what is this? Um, you have a couple of irons in the fire right now. Going to visit the ritual site. You also have a dinner to attend this evening. At Count Varus's chateau. You are also waiting at least a day uh, for the Thieves Guild emissary to get back to see if you negotiations have went through on that part of information gathering through the Thieves Guild. As you all finish your meal at this restaurant and head out into the paved, I say paved, but it's like cobblestone and mortar streets of the inner wall of Drusoria, what are you guys doing?
We wanted to look at crazy, not crazy, the the info that Emille brought back, right? That was in the inner wall?
Yeah,
Right,
that's the info that I sent.
the supposed ritual site is what you guys were heading towards.
I say we continue heading there.
It's up to you.
I agree. We go.
Okay.
Agree.
All right. As the five of you begin to head towards this supposed ritual site a square that assumedly a uh, member of the disheveled populace of the city saw in the square in Hamlet Heights. As you get there, there's not like there are people around. It's not like there aren't, but it's not like packed either. Um, so I would like for all of you to make me either a perception or investigation check.
Perception, investigation. Ooh. Byggen's got those eyes.
First roll, let's go.
Ooh. It looks like Kerdeas took Emille's eyes.
Need no eyes.
All right,
Both of
so
them, or
perception.
money?
Or let me roll for Tybalt, because he is here with you guys. What does he have more of? He has more perception, so we'll roll perception. Oh boy. All right. Byggen. Just looking around, not particularly like digging for clues or anything, but like scoping out the area around. You notice that in this square, this like park square kind of thing, that there are a few things here. One, there is a small, probably expensive, like small side cemetery that's here. It doesn't look particularly lavish or anything to that degree, but there is like a few gravestones and grave markers. Also, you notice that there is a singular statue in the center of the park that seems to hold some kind of significance. You're not exactly sure what kind of significance, but some kind of significance.
Are we far away from it?
You 20, 30 feet.
Is there like a plaque or anything?
There is. It says the statue is dedicated to King Esnar the First, founder of Esnaria and first king, or founder of Drusoria and first king of Esnaria. It is this angelic. It is a man dressed in like ceremonial armor with angelic wings kind of folded around him as if something is guarding him and covering him to keep him from harm.
So it's kind of like a bit of a royal cemetery then?
It's not. It's like there is a cemetery off to the side, but it's like a like have you ever watched like any kind of movie that has like a Victorian flair to it, and there's like this like weird setting park? It's like that.
Bridgerton.
Yeah, kinda.
Got you.
But it's not. It's not. It's not full cemetery. There's more like sitting areas and stuff like that with a small cemetery off to the side.
Gotcha.
Noemi turns to Emille and asks, "Do you know exactly where your source said the ritual happened?"
I don't.
They said it happened in this square. And the square is not big. It's maybe 100 foot by 100 foot.
Oh,
Okay, I
It's
guess you guys
not
start
it's not
looking.
big at all.
Other than the royal-ish uh statue and everything else, is there like anything that looks out of place?
Not so much out of place. It all looks very well maintained.
Hmm.
But you could see, like, with your perception, you could definitely understand why cultists may use this area as a ritual site.
Okay, well, I
Now,
point to everyone else that it
uh
seems to be a pretty big marker in the small area.
Kerdeas, as you begin to look for clues and actually like kind of sweep with a discerning eye, you notice a couple things that Byggen's just general perception misses. The first being, as he points your attention to the statue in commemoration of the first king of Isnaria, there are fresh mortar holes in the statue, as if someone has recently patched cracks or holes that had been put into the statue.
gasp.
There is also some like bending in the wrought iron fence around the small cemetery, as if something was thrown into it or struggled against it. And around the actual, like in the center of this actual park, there is a lot of uh signs of like recent struggle. Not super recent, mind you, but recent enough to like ping your like investigation.
I'm gonna point towards where this mess has happened. And I'm like, hey guys, take a look over here.
What are you specifically showing them to?
The signs of a struggle.
With
Okay.
Critias pointing it out, you guys do see what he's talking about. Very like they're faint, and like it would take a nat 20 to see them, but there are definite signs of like dug up grass and broken flower beds and stuff like that, that shows like the telltale signs of an old struggle.
Well, it might not be anything exactly culty related, but it looks like we're on the right track.
Does do the signs look kind of recent?
Within the last week.
Ooh,
That's pretty recent.
I
they
would
look
say
Yeah.
that's
fresh.
recent.
Definitely, they look definitely more recent than not.
We're alone here, right? Can we
There
look
are
around to see if there's?
people.
Okay.
There are definitely people in the area, but none of them are paying attention to you.
Noemi is going to go up to the statue and kind of like knock on it, like trying to determine what it's made out of.
It's made out of like granite. As you knock on it, there is a definite like pain in your knuckles, but not like knocking on stone would be. Crow, at this point, I'm going to mention as you watch Noemi go up and check this statue, you have, I think, let me check your sheet. You should have an ability called Grim Psychometry or Grim Psychometry.
You said?
Uh,
I don't see.
you might not have access to it yet. Let me check when you get access to that.
Unless I missed it, but
It might be later on, so I could be wrong.
mm,
I know the Blood Hunter eventually gets an ability called Grim Psychometry or Psychometry or however. Okay, you don't get it till 9th level, so never mind.
You're too weak.
I thought you got it earlier. That's my fault. Never mind.
So, does this ritual involve anyone under the ground? I'm assuming yes, right?
What do you mean?
Like, this is a cemetery, right? I'm
Yeah,
assuming there would be
there
some.
there is a small side cemetery.
I kind of lean into everyone. We could check the body of wherever, whatever's under here.
Now there is no body buried at the base of the statue.
Hmm.
Like I said, there's a small like 10 plot like graveyard off to the side, but it's not very big, and that's not what this area is actually used for.
Hmm. Emille, did they give any other hint other than location? No, right?
No.
Hmm.
They told you where it was at and told you some of the disturbing things that they saw, but other than that, no, they didn't give you much more to go on.
Yeah, I just remember they were covered in blood, naked, and dancing.
Anyone proficient in the Arcana skill may make an Arcana check against the statue or the graveyard if you are interested in checking for like signs of magic.
what makes me proficient?
If I'm not
Uh,
proficient, can I still roll?
you
There's no
should.
check mark, right?
Yeah, there's no check mark
Oh,
if you're not proficient.
oh, check mark is proficient. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh,
You guys got check marks?
on Arcana.
Oh.
Kerdeas, are you rolling against the statue or are you rolling against the graveyard?
The statue.
Okay. The statue has lingering traces of magic. As you get more closer to it, you see like the freshly patched parts of the statue are like the mortar patches are plugging holes, and a few like scrapings on the statue, and there are faint traces of magic. You're not really sure what type of magic it is, but if you had to guess, it would be of the necromantic variety.
Guys, it seems there's some signs of necromancy around these parts.
Byggen, as you go and check the graveyard, you don't feel any lingering effects of magic, but you do notice magic that has been like it's not a lingering effect of magic. Like you don't feel like any of the telltale signs of ritual magic on the graveyard, but you
Hmm.
do notice like lingering effects of like people that have used probably with a guess the move earth spell to easily oh, what's it called? Exhume corpses.
What does exhume mean?
Dig up.
Dig up.
Ah, okay.
True crime.
I let everyone else know, but still thinking. If we're
So again,
looking at
go
so
ahead.
that means they dug up corpses.
They with the Arcana check that you made,
Mhm.
you putting two and two together. It doesn't seem like they had any interest in raising the dead,
Mhm.
but pieces of corpses or something in a corpse might have been needed for whatever ritual was done at the statue.
Hmm.
So that's why they would have dug up dead bodies.
I wonder if they just wanted any dead bodies or it mattered, like who they dug up.
You can obviously, with your Arcana check, see the people, like the graves that were dug up, and there doesn't seem like there are three graves that have obviously had magic like used to dig and then smooth it out. It doesn't seem like there is any kind of connection between the three names on the gravestones other than they were buried here.
And seems like there's no pattern, but they just needed bodies.
They needed something from them.
Hmm.
Bless you.
So,
Let's see,
sorry.
let's see.
Go ahead.
Necromancy rituals are not your exact area of expertise.
Mm-hmm.
So it
Okay, wait,
could.
you mentioned they just needed parts. Can we see what parts were left over?
No, everything seems to have been put back as it was
Ah.
done.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, well they're good at covering the tracks. Any ideas?
Well, Noemi snaps her finger and says, the Count Varus, when I used my blood sense on him, felt off. I wonder if I had something to link with necromancy?
Hmm. Do you know anything of Count Varus's activities?
You were told by the envoy from uh the Thieves Guild that while they do have a working relationship with Count Varus, that he is one of the few people that is very hard to get information on.
Hmm. He caught us in a dead stop.
Through all of your investigations, there is definite signs of ritual activity here.
Well, if it was a week ago, I'm not sure how often they'd be doing this, but do you guys think they would come back
Would
here?
Noemi have knowledge of where, like, what position like, the moon phase it's in or whatever?
You can absolutely make me an Arcana check.
Okay. -1.
Oh,
Yeah, -1.
negative.
It's not a hard
Let's
check. You
go.
just did not have to fail it. 'Cause you
I
guys
know the
can
moon.
absolutely. All of
Yeah.
you know the moon. There's three of them.
No.
Let me
Moons. S.
We
check. Do.
The moon for like right now and the one for a week ago.
Mm.
A week ago, so the moon right now, the main one in the sky
Mm.
is Luminara. Luminara. Apologies. Luminara is known as the mundane moon. It has no quality to it. Like there are no magical effects that come from it. Other than the fact that like some people believe that it has a calming effect on monsters, it aids in restful sleep and meditative practices, but none of that is like proven science. It is just belief. About a week ago, I need to roll a D100 real quick. About a week ago, it was Nyx Umbra. Nyx Umbra is known as the Eldritch Moon. It gives off deep, unsettling indigo light with flashes of like shadowy black flare. The moon is eldritch in origin. The light that it produces is eerie and unsettling. It seems to, despite it being a darker light, it seems to penetrate darkness further. The moon's light is often thought to be linked to the realms of shadow and the unknown, often drawing cults and dark creatures to its influences. Its phases are unpredictable, sometimes causing temporary rifts between planes or summoning otherworldly entities. Those who delve into its mysteries may find out what those phases can do, but there's also a risk to your sanity and the stability of reality should you start delving into the secrets of it. About a week ago, it would have been the waxing crescent, or waning crescent. Sorry, waning crescent. Meaning that it was a very slim sliver of Nyx Umbra. Other than that, you don't know if there was any kind of eldritch accompaniment with it.
I mean, I feel like that seems like a possible moon explanation of multi gatherings.
It's definitely, if there was some kind of eldritch accompaniment with the moon phase, there definitely would have been like ritual or cult ritual activity.
Do we know if there's any like local people that have seen anything suspicious in the last week?
Like you talked to some people already,
About around
which is
this
how you found.
particular
No, you've
place?
not talked to anyone here, and you don't
I
know
figured.
anyone here who would know anything. You could go up and talk to people if you wanted to.
Wants to go ask people, have you seen a guy or a gal or an it or a creature or statues moving or have you seen anything weird around here?
Hmm.
Who did you go up to? Whoever?
Just go to random people and ask.
I will let you know that the people in the inner wall seem to be of an higher class than the
Yeah.
people in the
Ah,
outer wall.
I feel like they might
classy
kick
guy.
us out or be suspicious that we're sniffing around.
True. We have to be classy.
So, like, just if you're gonna go talk to people, make sure that you are respectful of the people that you are talking to.
Mm.
You don't want them to necessarily get upset.
That would ruin our investigation
Yep.
if I put a hinder on things.
Mm. Well, if we, don't have any more like leads at this spot, at least we could always come back.
You have found evidence that there was something here. So the person that you saw was not crazy. Or the person that Emille
Oh.
talked to was not crazy.
You know, maybe we should ask if someone saw like a beggar walk around here at some point. Because I feel like they would stand out in like the fancy places, right?
Yeah,
Oh, what?
a ruffian,
A
a
beggar.
hooligan.
Oh, a
A
beggar.
beggar.
I'm sorry. I heard a baker.
Oh no,
Has anyone seen a baker
beggar.
running around these parts?
Like an old beggar lady that may have passed by sometime in the past week or was
We,
hanging out around this area.
You could try.
yeah, yeah, all right.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure she's memorable. This is a rich area-ish, so hanging out around this square, someone must have seen her in the past week.
Unless
Very
it's
possible.
common, unless it's common for beggars to be around these parts.
It is not.
I don't think
They are
so.
not able to get through the wall very often.
Okay. Okay.
All right. I
That narrows it
will.
down.
I'm assuming that's investigation.
Just go talk to somebody.
Oh,
Yes, approach.
The disappointment of oh.
I will calmly approach.
He
Hmm.
hasn't been around high class people in a bit.
There are a lot of people, or there are not a lot of people, but there are enough people here that like you could easily go up and approach somebody.
Is there someone who isn't like actively walking? Someone who's kind of like sitting around the area instead?
Yeah. There is a elf woman, uh, probably 5'10", long, past her butt length, golden blonde hair, pale, delicate skin. She's dressed in like a like a off the shoulder hung tunic style shirt with the billowy arms that are cinched at the wrist and an underbust corset. She has a pair of like leather side buttoned breeches on. Very impractical, but uh, she makes it look very practical. Heeled boots. She um, long ears that come up to a very sharp point, and she seems to be just kind of like lounging on one of the like benches there.
Okay. I will approach her and say, pardon me, miss. I have a quick question if you have time.
She looks up to you and is like, look like taking in your general demeanor and dress. Looks at you and is like, I do believe that I could spare a moment to speak with you.
Yes, I will keep it brief. Have you seen, I don't know, a beggar lady that may have been here in the past week or so?
I haven't seen anything as that, but I did hear that some of the riffraff from the outer city had managed to make it inside of the wall.
And have you heard of any of them around here, or perhaps who were able to get them back out?
I would assume it would have been the constable. I know they were here for a number of days, much to the chagrin of most of the residents here.
In
But,
such a peaceful neighborhood, what would incline the constable to be here?
well, while we are the upper crust of Dressoria, there are still people that find their way into our areas that house a certain amount of general malcontent.
So he was here strictly for the bakers?
No, 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 no. Again, there are people here that don't always, in any situation, there are going to be rotten apples that spoil the rest of the bunch. Even in the highest classes of society. Though I would not name names, as that would be terribly rude on my part. But we have a standing regiment of guards and a constable that oversees them on the off chance that people in this area have developed a certain amount of malcontent or that people in this area have gotten in where they should not be.
Hmm. So I'm assuming then the constable may have found the person that I was looking for.
I would assume so, yes. It would be most likely if it was taken care of. I would assume that the constable and the constable's guards were the ones that would have taken care of it, yes. Now, I I don't know. I did not see any of these vagabonds, but that would be my guess if I had to. Are you working with the constable to make sure that none of the residents in the inner wall let them in?
Oh, you could quite say that.
Mm, oh. I'm assuming that the constable must have went to the Silver Sabers Guild for help on this issue, as you do not look like a standard guard.
Close but not quite. The Broken Moon Guild, actually.
Ah, from out of country. Well, I hope you find plenty of satiation and warmth in our city.
Of course. Anything to help keep the city safe. And then it's gonna like pew pew finger guns. Yeah.
Finger guns from a noble.
She doesn't really like react to it, but she's like, very
Oh.
well. The constable's office is, and she gives you a like roundabout direction that you can find the constable in Corpass, the neighborhood of Corpass.
Or pass down here.
Yep. If you need any more information, I'm sure that he would be able to help.
Right. Well, your help has been much appreciated, miss. And then I'm going to imply her name.
She essentially tells you that her name is Madam Silvergrace.
Madam Silvergrace,
Yes.
may we meet once again in a
Mm,
situation much more pleasant than this?
I find those terms amenable.
I'm going to do
Did you just
a
ask her on
polite
another
bow.
date?
No, I'm politely leaving.
I think she asked her.
I hope she
Yes.
doesn't take that as a date invite because she's going to be sorely disappointed. Okay, so I bow and then well, I guess just go back to the group and let them know, hey, I guess if anyone's had an idea on what happened here, it'd probably be the constable. Although it'd be hard to get any information we want from them as well, seeing as how we're looking into certain taboo here in Drusoria.
It's okay, Biggins can just flash his science badge.
Would that pass?
Your science badge,
Yeah, my
your guild badge.
my science badge. Yes.
His science badge.
Your guild is one of the guilds that operates solely in Flostayne.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So
no
you have no
science
jurisdiction.
badge.
You have no
Yeah.
jurisdiction out here.
Flostayne science only. Sorry, y'all.
Sorry. Oh, that's different science. I got it.
Do we know
Different
anyone
science.
that like interacts with the constable?
No, right off top of your head, no.
Hmm.
Maybe
Maybe
that's
we could
something
ask
we can
us.
ask our guild leaders. We can bet.
Uh, there's that possibility. You could also maybe you do know that Count Varus's chateau is in this wall. It might be a connection that you could make at dinner with him.
I
Noemi
see.
says he gives me the ick.
It's okay. Well, we got your back. No worries.
Okay, he still gives me the ick.
Hopefully we won't have to deal with them for long then.
Yeah, it'll be quick and painless.
Is there anything else you guys want to do in the inner wall before dinner?
I guess it's not possible to set up like eyes on the place. They'll return to the scene of the crime.
I mean,
We could ask
they are
around
cult.
people here.
They it's not like they're going to um in an area where blood cults are absolutely detested. It would be the dumbest decision that a secretive cult that no one has been able to get answers to for them to come back to the scene of the crime.
Mm-hmm.
Or that's what they want you to think.
I mean, that's very fair.
I don't think we can trust anyone here to watch for us, though.
No.
No, yeah.
I mean, we could get someone from the guild to try to help us out, though, right?
I don't think anyone wants to lose their head either.
Ah, that's fair. That's fair.
It's okay. We'll figure out more information somewhere.
Well, we know that your source was true, which is a start. That's good.
I want to do one quick search before we leave. Just to
What are you
make
looking
sure there's
for?
nothing around. I'm gonna look for any clues that I might have missed. Anything out of the order.
Roll me investigation again.
No problem.
I will be right back.
You don't catch anything that you missed in with your like 27 investigation early.
Set the bar too high.
Oh no.
All right. Good. Just making sure. That's where we're good. We're good to go.
Okay. You guys still have a couple hours before dinner, so spending time, um, just kind of walking around the uh, inner wall, since you do have an inn right now. Um, you notice again the vast difference in class here and comfort as compared to the outer city. Eventually, the sun begins to sink. You see the bold light of Luminara with the moons of Aetheris and Nyx Umbra kind of nestled behind it as Luminara has taken center stage. You find your way to uh, the chateau of Count Varus. Um, it is a large, um, manor house. Give me just a second, guys. Um, wom, 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 wom. Nope, I'm dumb. There. Working as fast as I can. It will not. Do, do. All right. Now that I've got that figured out,
Do you think he'll have casinos in his home? Okay, no. The answer is
Oh
no.
my god.
No, he does not.
Poker in the pantry later.
Now, there may be some, games of chance that you could do here, but
Or monetary value.
maybe. You're not sure. If everyone would go ahead and place their tokens right around in here for me, that would be very helpful.
I will be in the pantry.
Not in the house yet.
Oh,
I am peeing. Oh. There's a bidet in there.
There is.
Not a
Sounds
bidet in
really
there.
fancy.
I don't know. Do they have bidets?
No!
Oh yeah, no.
Oh,
There's a
never
bucket.
mind, not
There's a bucket.
fancy.
it's a bucket.
The magic
It's a
bidets.
bucket. Yeah.
In Flostayne, yes.
Oh yes.
But yeah, you guys come across this giant manor house. Who knocks?
I can knock.
I can knock as well. Do we both knock?
We can
You
both
both can knock.
I will knock asynchronously, so it just sounds like a bunch of beating on the door.
Open up.
Right.
It's the police.
No, don't do that.
Okay, don't shout that. The one Kerdeas shouts that, I'm just gonna back off.
Oh, no, it's all good. It's all good. It's in my head.
As you knock, eventually the door open, and a servant dressed very finely is standing there. And just, can I help you?
Yes, we were personally invited to Count Varus's dinner tonight.
Ah, yes. He did say that he had met some people who he had invited apart from his usual company. Right this way, please. You may all now move your characters into the foyer.
One step closer to the pantry.
Why are you
yeah.
going to the pantry?
I don't know.
What
It's
is in
the
the
first
pantry
room.
that you
Bread.
want?
Bread, there you go.
The first room I saw, and it had food.
As you
There you
step
go.
in, you begin to hear music, which I'm currently looking for. Doo, doo, doo. The servant leads you into the foyer and looks at you all. Please remain here as I go get the master of the house. It should be only but a minute.
And Noemi used blood sense on him. Does he feel normal?
You.
Yeah, go ahead and use blood sense. He has blood and is living.
Are you normal to me?
Mhm.
He does
That's
not. He does not exude the same offness as the
The count?
count does. Yes.
Hmm.
And you are left to look around. There are many sculptures and paintings. As you look around this foyer, everything seems to be of the highest class possible. Emille, you get the sense that he may be more wealthy than your parents.
Oh my
Gasp.
gosh.
He's the owner of a casino. I would not be surprised.
Fair. You know what?
We contributed to that wealth. Oh my god.
He is
Yeah.
also like privately wealthy, whereas your family is like government wealthy.
Off the
Noemi
books.
tells Emille that perhaps his parents should look into opening a casino.
You know,
Maybe that's
Flostayne is
what-
very needing for a casino. I will say that much, yeah.
We
Mm.
need something. Hmm.
Maybe we should open a casino.
Casino of Cambria. Yes.
True. I like the sound of that.
Yes.
Yeah. We can make bank, guys. We can make the money we
Yeah, we're good first, though.
used.
You know?
It will. It will. The house always wins. We'll be the house.
It will be the house. One. You know, it's really hard to find proper music that doesn't just sound like dumb. Let's see.
I would go with like classical music. That sounds fancy
I
and
was
also
looking for
mysterious.
some, but it's. Let's see. Hmm. Nope.
You know he'll be rich if he has a live music.
Does he have
Oh,
live
yeah.
music?
He does.
He's
Wow.
rich.
Are we
Wow.
the live music?
You can hear like people playing in the like further on into the thing. Nope. Give to me. Maybe. Nope. I don't need background noise. I need actual music. Ugh. Let's see. Nope. Too much, too loud. Yeah. Man. That'll work. Not necessarily what I wanted, but it'll work. All right.
All right.
But yeah, you see a washroom to the right. There seems to be the living quarters, librarian study. There are like stairwells, and then eventually, Count Varus appears. Ah, good evening. Thank you for joining me. I had almost ventured that you would not accept my invitation. A strange man prompting invitation after you losing and gaining some winnings at my casino.
He knows he's weird. Okay, I mean,
He knows he scammed us.
hmm.
Well-
Noemi steps forward and says, "Well, it would be rude to not accept the invitation that you so graciously offered."
Shall we retire to the living room, or the grand hall? The other invitees at dinner are in the hall, where if you wish to talk before meeting the rest of the party.
That would sound lovely.
Speaking before or going ahead and meeting the rest of the attendees?
Oh, meeting everybody sounds lovely.
All right. Well, if you'll follow me, we'll go into the hall and you can meet the rest of my friends. And you can all go into the grand hall.
On the way,
After
can I
you.
ask him?
After you,
After
Emille.
you.
After you, Noemi. You begins.
Came back for this. Oh, thank you.
I'd like to ask him, are these friends he's known for a while, business partners?
Some of them I've known for a considerable amount of time. Some of them I have, as recent as about a year ago, met.
And what happens to be the occasion tonight? Surely it's not just for us, is it?
No, I was already having friends over for dinner. Eventually, as you come into the grand hall, you see 3 people standing, with, like in the middle of the hall, and the French doors, like, the windowed doors are open to the back patio.
Goodness, he
Standing
got
in the
French
hall.
doors.
Huh?
Whole ass patio.
He got a whole French doors.
Yep. Standing in the hall. I will blow these up after I get them on, so you can actually see them.
Oh, the esteemed guests. Wow.
Some of them are.
One of them's here.
Enchanté.
Oh,
Oui, oui.
Uh-huh. But baguette.
Baguette.
Croissant.
croissant.
Can we all actually say that out loud?
Croissant.
Croissant.
Entire party just comes in.
Croissant baguette, oui, oui. And we get kicked out right after it.
Yeah.
Don't even get to dinner.
Please exit through the foyer.
Alright. You were for them, man.
Now that that's where they're standing at, I'm gonna blow them up so you can see them a little bit better.
Do not blow them up.
Ooh, Birdman.
Ooh, I like his outfit.
Ooh.
One birdie
Very,
boy.
very
Oh, wow.
peacockish.
Hmm.
Yeah, very. I'm not gonna lie. If I saw her on the cover of a manga, I probably would read it. I would give it a shot.
Probably.
He has that Ice Queen stare.
Yeah.
Truly. Oh,
Plus, I a big softy.
oh, that's a fancy pipe. Oh,
Ooh.
These are the three that you see.
he looks like
They
an
seem to
Apex
be in
character.
mid-conversation. And he leads you right up to the group.
Oh.
Friends. Allow me to introduce some guest. Everyone, you may make individual introductions at your leisure. But allow me to introduce my friend here, and he points to the Aarakocra. This dashing man is Sakid Al-Kalim from the distant shores of Nabaros, the frozen desert to the east of us. He takes off his strange, floppy, almost beret-like hat and gives a deep bow. It is good to meet friends of the Count here.
Likewise.
He then gestures to the somewhat shorter, almost teenage in appearance young woman. This is a fairly new acquaintance of mine. She is from here in Drusoria, or not Drusoria, here in Asnaria, though she does not live in Drusoria. This is Lady Cersei Coldvale.
Ashante.
Bows gracefully.
More bowing.
I
She
also bow.
nods.
Preach.
And next to her, one of my oldest acquaintances. She is simply known as Sidex.
Pleasure.
As she moves one of her spindly arms, you hear the clanking and whirring of mechanisms and actuators. To give
Very
a
distinguished look.
very polite and curt bow. We do have 3 more guests, but they do seem to be spending some time out on the veranda or patio. I'm sure they'll come in a moment. Actually, I need to check on something, so I will leave you 5 in the company of some of my friends, and I shall be right back. And he disappears. Not like literally disappears, but he heads somewhere else. You are left to make individual introductions to these 3. You do see live musicians playing. There are servants walking around with hors d'oeuvres and wine and other drinks.
I will approach the robot lady.
You hear actuators turn in her neck as she turns her face to regard you.
Greetings, Sedex. My name is Emille. I'm gonna bow.
It is nice to meet you. It is
Uh,
so rare that we see Count Varus bring in new people to meet with old friends.
I'm going to let out a small laugh as I say, we just happened to come by chance. We were partaking in the casino that he owns, and he decided that it would be nice to get to know us a little bit more.
He does have an eye for talent.
Are you telling me there's talent in the casino as well? Not just luck?
There's talent everywhere. You merely need to be able to spot it.
And how does one spot talent?
By having a very trained eye.
Well,
Count Varus is very good at procuring talented individuals to his side as acquaintances or as people that work for him.
if you would be so kind, what talents do you offer to the Count?
Ours is a friendship of happenstance and convenience in the beginning, and now we are partners on a great many projects across our great world.
Tell me more.
She looks at you and is like, let us get to know each other a little bit better, and I may enlighten you as to my business ventures.
Very well.
Businessman.
I am Emille of House Cambria. I hail from a country far from here.
Cambria is a Flostayne name.
Ah, so you've heard of me and my
Not of
home.
you, but I've heard of your family.
Yes, we hold a high seat in the falling government,
Yes.
and I chose a life of adventuring to help further spread the glory of our name.
Your parents must be proud.
Oh, they will be ever more proud once I return with a tale worth telling.
Hmm.
And of course, that would also include other friends in high places.
A very unnatural smile crosses her almost porcelain-esque face. But she does seem to be able to emote. You do see the telltale sign of actuators that allow her to emote. As you were talking with Sidex, does anyone else wish to make an introduction?
Feeling
No. Yeah,
feeling
what?
very peasantry over here, so I'm just gonna be polite. Nod
does that
along,
mean?
you know.
Oh.
Just nod
It's
along.
a thing when you're at a party and you stand in a
Yeah.
circle and you're just watching
Yeah.
people talk.
Feeling very broke.
I feel that so hard though.
They don't know I'm also an adventurer, you know. Yeah. But
Putting your red solo goblet in the
yeah.
corner.
I see.
Putting
I
my
see.
3 shields down.
Are
you know?
you gonna grab some hors d'oeuvres and just munching on the side?
Oh, I've grabbed 3 on a little plate. I'm just munching very quietly and smiling through my chewing, you know.
Can I have one?
Yeah, I kind of slide it over.
Very
Yeah.
good food.
Very good.
Noemi is going to approach the girl in the middle,
Mhm.
and she's going to bow and says, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Noemi. I couldn't help but notice of your unique sword design there?
She places the hand on the hilt of the rapier that is at her side and looks to you. There is a coldness in her stare, but it is not unfriendly. She's like, as the Count said, my name is Cersei Coldvale. Thank you. This rapier has been passed down through my family for many generations.
Noemi realizes she's bad at making conversation, and she nods along. And she's
Ask
like,
her about the sword.
How? Oh, yes. And how did you and the Count, meet?
We met about a year ago as he was traveling through Esnaria and come upon my family's land and town in which they founded it, and well, we are friends of that share mutual benefit from knowing each other. My family is very influential in the south of Esnaria, as he is quite influential in the capital city of Drusoria, where we stand.
I see.
Noemi, this close to her, you notice that she looks young. Like, not 20, not even in her 20s yet. Like 16 to 18 vibes.
But, like, does she look like Tybalt young?
No, Tybalt looks older than her.
Oh.
Not by much, but Tybalt looks older than her.
Well, your parents must be super proud at what you've achieved at such a young age. Either that, you have a great skincare routine.
No, in my family, it is common practice for children who turn of age at 15 to begin to carve their own path in life. I've recently just turned 17. I'm still learning the myriad of ways that the world works, but I'm a quick study, and the things that I cannot grasp with my brain, and she pats the hilt of her rapier.
No. Noemi's gonna be like, do you have a special bond with your rapier?
Something like that. There is an old proverb in my family that your sword or your weapon in general should be an extension of yourself. And I believe I have found such a connection with mine.
I see. So how often do you meet up, or you guys meet up with the Count for these dinner parties?
He has many, many friends. He usually throws some kind of... And she gestures around for his myriad of acquaintances and friends once a month. I see him more than the others do, I think. I know, and she gestures to the side where Emille and Sidex are talking. Lady Sidex and him go back many, many years. I do not know how often they meet up. And I'm sure that the other one outside has met with him numerous times.
Noemi laughs and says, "Oh, I guess it was just lucky timing then. You know, we were invited by visiting by chance his casino that he runs."
He has a strange gift of finding talented individuals and pulling them to his side to keep close. He believes that the wider net you cast in connections and alliances that can be made is where true power lies. Money is just a lubricant to ease the bonds of alliance.
Smart man. Noemi is going to gesture outside the terrace. And are you familiar with the other guests?
I am. I have met them once or twice. Some of them I know better than others. Some of them I know less of. But I know who they are, and we have spent time together.
Yeah, I see. Noemi glances back. What is the rest of her party doing?
Has anyone decided to take up the time of Sadiq?
I can go say hi to him. I'll go pluck a feather or two.
What?
Don't pluck his feathers. He might
I will
actually
not
kill you.
pluck his feathers. I will not pluck anyone's feathers.
Yeah. As you go up to him, he gives you a gracious bow again. And is like, "Good evening. How can I help you?"
Oh, I just wanted to introduce myself. Hey, my name's Kerdeas Fafnir. Friend to how are you?
I'm
How do
doing
you?
very well this evening.
Oh, I'm glad. How long have you known the count?
Going on a decade now.
Oh my.
Yes.
That's-
I met him about a decade ago. When he was traveling in my home country,
And that is?
Nabros.
I've never heard about that place.
It is a cold desert region southeast of here.
Okay, good to know. I'll keep that in mind. I'll have to stop by one day.
Well, if you're ever there, please visit one of my many, many shops or bazaars. I am a merchant by trade.
Oh, what do you sell? What do you specialize in?
Many things, to be quite honest. Magical items, potions, mundane armaments, alchemical supplies, a little bit of everything. I find diversifying one's portfolio the best way to ensure success.
Oh no, definitely. Variety. That's what
It
people
is the
look
spice
for.
of life, as they say.
Okay, fair enough.
Shoo.
Bless you, Birdman.
What about you? What do you do?
I just kind of hang around taverns. I do odd jobs here and there for guilds.
Hang
An
around
adventurer.
taverns.
Currently, we're in the
I'm just a
lookout
drunkard.
An
for
adventurer, then.
yeah, I'm just an adventurer on a job, looking for blood coats. The normal thing.
I like how
I'm
he.
sorry, did you say blood cults?
I'm
Oh
sorry.
my god.
What's up?
Did you say blood cults?
Oh yeah, blood bolts. Have you? It's not normal around here.
I've heard that there are many such vile denizens in this country. I have not met any of them personally.
Oof. Good. That's good. Sounds like a scary thought, right?
It's nothing that. It's nothing that cannot be handled, given the right amount of force.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. So you're. So you say you're from like a desolate place, town?
No. The country that I'm from is mostly desert.
Oh, it's mostly desert.
Yes, but the towns are not desolate.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
It is very cold where I come from, though. Frozen sands, cold lightning. It has been called inhospitable by more than one person.
You know that explains. I'm sure you don't get cold.
Oh no, the temperatures in the desert can easily kill a man if they are not properly equipped.
Keep that our warm coat.
You should. It goes well past freezing in my country.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. Well, I mean, at least you know no one's gonna try to invade it, right?
Oh no. There have been invasion attempts in the past. I mean, no country is without its strife. Right now, my country is dealing most with a syndicate that seems to believe that the governing body of my country is not doing what they should.
And what do you think? And what's your stance on that?
I prefer not to deal in politics,
Oh my God.
especially church politics.
Fair enough.
My country is run by a theocracy.
Mm.
And while I do pay homage in my tithes every so often to the coin mistress, I prefer to stay out of religious and political spheres. They're not conducive to good business.
Well, that's true. After all, you are a businessman.
Yes.
Well,
It is
if you
about
ever,
this. Go ahead.
yep.
No, go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
All right. If you ever run across like raccoons or badgers as pets,
Are you
please.
looking for pet?
Yes, particularly a badger or raccoon.
Particularly a badger or raccoon?
Or even a rare one, like
He's gonna get more
a
pets.
wyvern or something.
I can definitely keep an eye out. Animal husbandry and rearing is not a specialty of mine, but I have dealt in magical beast from time to time.
Awesome. Well, I know who to look out for when next time we go adventuring for
Yes,
something
should you make it
dangerous.
to Nabaros, please.
Oh, do you happen to have a map of where that is?
The world map. Yeah, I'll pull it up real quick. Take you guys all off of that. Let's try this again. Nabaros is this large deserted.
Oh, there we go.
I see. Oh, pretty cool. Okay.
You guys are here.
Oh, he pretty far from home.
He
Yeah.
is pretty far from home.
as you are talking, 3 more enter from the patio. I will blow their pictures up, that way you can see them better.
Ooh, I like his outfit. Ooh.
Very interesting cast of characters.
Right.
They walk in, see you speaking. Everyone in the group make me a perception or insight check. If you make perception, you can make it with advantage. 20? Or 11, sorry.
Yeah.
18, 19.
Perception was with advantage, right?
Perception with... Oh, yeah, that's right. 18 and 20. Okay. Everyone passed, because it wasn't a very high DC. As the redhead walks in, you all feel Tybalt shrink back, as if he recognizes this person. And he pulls his mask down tighter over his face.
Boy, Double, you good?
Can I nudge him?
You do, and it's like you poured cold water down his shirt. He, starts.
I am concerned.
Eventually, they make their way, and is like... The first person to speak is the redhead. Looks like the Count had brought more guests. It's always interesting to meet new people. I always meet so many new people anytime I'm here.
I'll walk over to her.
They've kind of come in semicircled around with the rest of the friends of the Count around you guys. She just happens to be at the lead corner of this angle.
Oh. I guess I will do a polite bow and say,
No need for that fancy smancy bowing.
I will give her a fist bump.
She fist bumps you back.
Yeah.
And who might you three be?
Well, I am Isolde. Isolde Fell.
Yeah, sure.
I look at the other two.
Noemi does not masks her surprise. Her face is of indifference. And she says, "Nice to meet you."
Nice to meet you as well. And you are?
I am Noemi.
Oh, you're one of the Moras of Ari. Interesting, interesting.
She looks at the rest of the party and says, "And you guys are?"
You know who I am.
Not
You know
us.
who I am?
No.
No, not you, the party, the other
Not
party.
us.
Oh. Yeah, the white-haired, masked figure steps forward and offers a low bow. You may simply call me Nightingale.
I'm going to jokingly say, I thought we weren't doing bows.
And Isolde might not. And you do not have to bow to me. I have no station. But it is always common
also
courtesy
bow.
for me to bow.
I can respect that, and I bow back.
Think about
Uh,
life dreams.
The boy, and I do say boy, in dark clothing, looks younger than Cersei, the blue-haired lady. He looks to be around 12 to 14. This is so tedious. I'm Khazadin Crowley.
Noemi nods towards him, and she asks, "So how did you guys encounter and know the Count?"
Nightingale speaks up. She's like, I have known Count Varus for a very long time.
Wait, hang on now. What about you? And I point to the other guy. Like ropes, dude.
That's
So-
Nightingale,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's who I'm talking about.
Not that one guy.
This guy.
That's Nightingale. That's their team.
That's
a
Nightingale.
boy.
That's a boy.
I thought it was the other. Oh my
No,
gosh.
I thought this was the boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Oh,
is
he's
I
the
thought it was
boy.
the boy.
yeah,
he
that
is the boy.
Mhm.
Nightingale is the one that spoke up and talked when asked, how do you all know the Count? He's like, I've
Oh.
known Count Varus for a very long time. Almost as long as Lady Sedex over there.
We actually happened to run into him earlier today. By chance, of course.
Makes sense. He
Bad chance.
tends to make friends very easily.
And I hear he has an eye for talent.
Very much so. Why do you think the youngest one is here? And he looks over to Khazadin.
It just makes me curious. He has this eye for talent, yes, but what talent is it that brings us all together?
It's talented in whatever field that you are a part of. He is a provocateur, having connections with merchants or fighters or political allies, a little bit of everything.
He's Luckhorn.
If I may ask, how often does everyone here visit these halls for a dinner like this?
I'm here once, twice a month. Lady Sedex is also here fairly regularly. Our good esteemed friend, and he points to Sadiq. He comes once, twice, maybe 3 times a year.
As
Our
first members, this will
newest-
be interesting to see what goes on for the
Our
evening.
newest acquisition, and he points to Cersei. She lives in this country, so she probably sees him quite a bit, but at the same time, she has her own duties to fulfill, so... Isolde and Khazadin, they come and go as often as they can. Both of them work as adventurers.
What a small world. So do
You're
we.
also adventurers.
Isolde,
yes.
Isolde looks and is like, yep. Easiest way to make money if you're not already rich.
Are you part of a guild, may I ask?
Isolde, I am, definitely. The Ruddy Thorn.
Pardon me, could you repeat that?
The Ruddy Thorn Guild. Ruddy, Ruddy, Thorn, as in like what comes on a rose's stem.
Right.
It is one of the 10 guilds in my home country.
Ooh, your home country.
That's where exactly?
Shair
I may know.
Balira.
No.
That's Tybalt's country, isn't it?
He has Tybalt's last
Ooh.
name.
Yeah.
I look towards Tybalt.
No.
I see.
We don't look at Tybalt.
I look at
Tybalt looks
Don't look at him, please.
uncomfortable.
there. But not like too obviously. Not
Right.
just like-
Khazadin looks up. He's like, I do not belong to a guild. It's too
Kerdeas?
pointless.
Interested to see the talent you're known for then.
When you say that, Byggen, that aura that's in his picture kind of surrounds him.
Super Saiyan.
Believe me, I have talent in spades.
Give a respect, like a I respect you type of nod. Like,
It is at this point that Count Varus comes back.
The Lord himself.
Where is your
I thought that
picture?
music stopped right when he walked out too. That was crazy.
He has
know,
live
right?
music.
Oh
He
my
does have
God.
live music. He comes back and is like, oh, good. They're back from the veranda. Well, I had to make some minor adjustments to the teleportation circle, as the last guest will be arriving shortly. Well. Has everyone introduced themselves?
Just about.
Good. I hope that any stories about me have all been told in putting me in the best light possible. Khazadin looks up at him at this point and is like, you have a best light? The impetuousness of youth. Oh, how I miss the days.
Assassin this boy.
Should we all make our way into the dining room?
I am.
Valus
down
will
with
be
this,
here
so-
shortly. I'm going to leave their pictures where they are, but you guys can all move your characters into... that's not who I was trying to move into the dining hall.
I'm gonna mosey on over.
Oh, I'm sitting in Noemi's
Kerdeas,
lap.
how could you stand on the table?
I tripped.
The
onto the
spread
table.
on this table is enormous. Roast boar, venison chops, fresh vegetables, stews, seafood, desserts. It is a banquet table.
Ooh,
Everyone else files
this is
in.
delicious.
The music dying down but still playing in the background. You all take seats. Count Varus at the head of the table, of course. Alright, we'll give it a few more moments to see if Valus appears, and then we'll just dig in. There is like small talk amongst the other guests. You guys are more than welcome to make small talk with any of them, ask any questions that you wish to for this brief interlude before dinner begins. You all notice that Tybalt is actively trying to stay out of the eye line of Isolde.
I'm going to nudge his shoulder and be like, hey, Timmy,
Same sound
you
to me.
feeling okay there? And then
Very
as
handy.
she says Timmy, she looks at the rest of the party. And then looks back at Tybalt.
What's going
Social
on, Tybalt?
situations are trying sometimes.
Hmm.
You can obviously tell that he is masking the way his voice comes out.
Well,
He's just a bit shy guy.
we appreciate you coming with us. I know social situations are hard.
As like the small talk continues, you hear as like magical energy displaces. And the Count looks up and is like, it looks like Valus is here, finally. And he sends one of the servants to go get him. Not a minute or two later, enters a familiar figure to all of you. Though the last time you saw them, you did not get their name.
Gasp. Who he?
Forgot who that guy was.
Who that?
Who that?
This is the drow
Oh.
from the cave where you got the coffin.
Oh.
Yeah.
The sexy one.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And as like he walks in with a servant, again, familiar to all but Tybalt and Kerdeas, but Emille, Byggen, and Noemi,
Mm-mm.
you know exactly who this person is.
I shoot Emille and
Um,
Noemi a look.
And the Count gets
Kind of
up
like
and
flag him down.
the
Not
Count
look at
gets
him.
up and greets this drow, aka Valus, clasp around the shoulders, show of like friendship and brotherhood. And he looks and scans over longer on Noemi and Emille and Byggen.
Oh no, Emmy glares back.
Staring.
He smirks at Noemi's glare and is like, "It has been a while since I've run into you three again. Seems that you are missing some of your companions that I met that day."
Right where it hurts.
Yes. And we just happened to been wondering where you last went when we last parted.
Well, I've been here, there, and a little bit of everywhere.
Really? And how fares your recent ventures?
Better than they did the night that we met.
Hmm.
I've learned to hire better employees since then.
Chewing my appetizer angrily.
Would you care to share?
Care to share what?
Well, news of your achievements thus far. I'm sure we're all thrilled to hear what you were doing.
Oh, well. After we parted ways, I had to take another avenue to to further my goals. You know how it is. One door closes, another opens.
Emille is getting like visibly annoyed.
At this point, Varus like looks at you and is like, "You know each other. That's interesting." Yes, I met them some months ago in Flostayne.
meeting is certainly a way to put it.
Well, I mean,
After,
It was-
he tried to kill us.
I did no such thing. Not once did I try to kill you.
Noemi raises an eyebrow.
Simply your hired arms, of course. Yes.
And to be fair, my hireling simply tried to keep you from interrupting me.
I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna, like, boom, hit the table. From sacrificing a child, was it?
And gasp loudly.
Yes,
I'm not
it
surprised.
was grisly business. I do not begrudge your anger or animosity at that. But in all great working, sacrifices must be made.
Even one who has yet to live.
I
Relive.
can see that we are at an impasse in this discourse. You may believe what you will. I know what I did and what I was right, what my machinations wrought, and I understand it is grisly in nature. I do not deny any of these accusations, but it was a necessary end to my goal.
Which was...
The resurrection of my patron. I thought we discussed this when we
Suspicious.
met.
Suspicious.
Did you not take the coffin in his body?
No. What coffin?
I don't like
Come
how
now.
these.
Camera pans to social.
Come now. Let us not pretend. There's no reason for us to act like these things did not happen.
Noemi's going to look at him and be like, so what's your talent?
I am a master of the arcane. And I provide arcane insights to my good friend, Count Varus here, when he needs them. Look,
I look at Varus.
I do not wish to put a damper on my friend's party, nor do I wish or hold any hostility to you. I would, if it was possible, like to bury the hatchet.
That depends. Have you murdered any more kids?
Unfortunately, for my goals, fortunately for my conscience, no, I have not. That ritual that required the sacrifice of young souls is no longer a viable option for resurrection for me.
We won't call it burying the hatchet, but for the sake of the Count and his gracefulness to invite us here, we'll call it a pause.
I can suffice with that. If you wish, by some sense of justice, to hold me accountable for we can by all means try and settle up.
Oh, great.
That
Then
won't be necessary.
What?
We're
Are you
here
sure?
to. Yes. Matters in our country should stay in our country, yes. I'm sure you wouldn't want to, as you put a damper on your friend's party here. Motioning
Oh,
over to
I
the
don't
count.
mean necessarily now, but I will be in Drusoria for some time. So if you wish to come and settle a score, I will not begrudge your attempt.
What's Count Varus doing?
He seems intrigued by the fact that you know each other.
Just taking in the tea.
Yeah.
The tea.
He seems like the master of tea, you know? Yeah.
Valus
Oh,
takes
it's just
his
like
seat,
watching you guys.
and he pointedly sits next to you, Noemi.
You can't sit next to me. I'm sitting next to Timmy.
There are still open seats.
Well, that one's for Timmy too.
That's for the rat. That's for Jeff. I'm sorry.
You don't have Jeff.
You don't have Jeff right now?
Jeff.
We don't have Jeff. It's true.
Baddest news I've heard all night.
I put an hors d'oeuvre in my pocket for Jeff.
About this time, Isolde looks and is like, "This is more exciting than I thought it would be."
He does like tea.
I'm sure it's nothing compared to the adventures you've seen on your travels, Isolde.
I mean, that's a fair comparison, but still, it's not many who, at least from my experience with Valus, which is lacking, if I were to be completely honest with myself, that I've heard come away from meddling in his schemes to actually walk and talk the next day.
Yeah,
Valus
well,
side-eyes the redhead and is like, Isolde, you're inflating my ego. Well, Varus looks around at everyone. Now that everyone is here, let's eat. And, plates are passed out, wine is poured. This is a social scene.
oh no.
Any questions you want to ask, any person that you want to talk to is free to talk. It is exactly what the Count promised. It is a dinner with good food, music, and other company for you to make connections at, if you wish. Who knows, some of these people might pop up in your adventures going forward. Some of them may not.
I need to get to know Robot Lady. She has good connections.
She does.
I'm sure.
Want to get to know Red Lady, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Lady?
You can know Isolde.
Oh,
Contain your
oh,
horny,
that-
sir.
And I bring it was kind of cool. The draw as well. Yeah, the draw.
You guys hear random snippets of conversation. You hear Varus and Sadiq, the Aarakocra, speaking of business ventures and capital investments that Varus has made into Sadiq's many business ventures. As the two youngest in the group, Kazatin and Cersei seems to be trying to speak with Kazatin, and Kazatin keeps like spinning his fork around his fingers like you would do with a pencil, and like picking at his food, seeming utterly nonplussed and bored to be there. Nightingale and Sadiq seem to be speaking. Isolde is like talking with anyone that will talk with her. And Valus, the drow, seems to just be watching everything and like trying to read people at a glance. Like he's actively like you can tell when he's paying attention to certain people trying to pick up on any like mannerisms or any interesting bits of gossip or anything like that.
Do you think we can use this to get some more blood coat info, maybe?
I think we. Who do you poke at though?
I think so.
I feel like Isolde might have heard something. But she's also a very dangerous connection, given
was-
Tybalt's reaction.
Yeah.
The ice girl. She said she was from
The country, but she's not from the city.
Hmm.
She's from the south of Esnaria.
So who's the one with all the businesses again?
The bird.
Bird.
Birdman.
Maybe
Yep.
the bird.
Just call him Birdman.
Excuse me.
His name is Sadiq.
The Birdman. I am not wrong. I don't know. I kind of wanted to talk to the. I forgot that guy's name. Drow? The Drow?
Valus.
Valus.
Ew.
What was that?
He does. He doesn't know him
he-
technically.
He seemed like the
Fair.
shadiest guy here.
It's easy for you to get Valus's attention. No one is actively conversating with him at the moment.
I
if you
wonder
wish
why.
to. He seems to be drinking out of a different bottle of wine than the rest of the group as well. Something that looks old or something that he probably brought himself.
Gonna go up to him and ask him, "Ooh, what's that? That looks like an interesting drink."
It is Feywild brandy.
Oh, you happen to have a bit more around there?
I think I could spare you a nip, though I doubt you'll find it as enjoyable as I do.
Well, one way to find out, right? Let's see.
He pours you a small amount in a glass, kind of testing your limit for it. As you drink it, it is thickly sweet, almost like
Mm.
drinking alcoholic Karo syrup. But it has a very nice, numbing warmth to it. I need you to make me a charisma save.
Charisma safe.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh,
You feel something begin to tug at your senses, and you feel them try to go like sideways almost and wonky, almost as if you're staring in like a kaleidoscope in a funhouse of mirrors. But you're able to hold on to your perceptions and senses.
can
It's
I
a very
roll,
good vintage.
Can I roll something for like to see if I know what it was?
What do you mean?
Like that feeling.
Uh,
See if
sure.
it was
Roll me Arcana
something.
check. Damn. It seems that it has the same reality warping effect on your senses as being in the Fey realm. It's not like a poison or anything
Mhm.
like that. It's just a natural effect of the liquor.
Very, very. Man, I should get more of this.
Hmm.
Do you
It
make it
is
yourself or?
no. I was traded a bottle my last jaunt into the Fey realm.
Oh, right. Well, next time you're there, be sure to bring me a bottle or something. I'll give you some gold.
I don't
Almost.
trade in gold. Gold is easy to come by.
What do you trade in?
arcane secrets, magical baubles, favors.
Mother kids.
Well, as long as it's nothing shady and suspicious, I'll be happy to do a favor for you.
Oh, my
Nothing
favors
illegal,
often are
nothing.
shady and suspicious.
Then I will owe you that. That's something.
Don't worry, I wouldn't ask anything that would permanently affect your morals. Might just have to bend them a little.
Okay, you're that type of person.
Yes.
Fair enough.
What about you, my dragonborn friend? How did you end up with this group of people?
I was just traveling around, and I was in a guild hall. They were mourning. I guess it was by chance, to be honest.
He looks from Kerdeas to the rest of your party and is like, mourning one of your party members? Oh no. How dreadful.
Yeah, I don't exactly know what happened, but he sounded like a stand-up guy.
Was it the loudmouth or was it the thief?
I'm sorry, what?
He asked like Emille and Byggen and Noemi, was it the loudmouth who died or was it the thief?
Why did you
I
hear
don't like
something?
the way you put that, but
Stairs, daggers.
I'm sorry,
was
is there another way for me to put it? That's all I remember you as.
Noemi is
he
suddenly
was
thinking that we shouldn't have called him the hot drow. The hot guy. We should have used something like the sketchy one.
Child murderer.
Child murderer.
What are Byggen and Patron again? The race?
ASMR.
ASMR. Yes, I'll say not the loudmouth one, the ASMR. If you would.
Oh, right. The one with the obnoxious musical talent.
Yeah, I'm sure he had plenty of good.
Oh, no, he was very talented. That's why it was obnoxious.
These backhanded compliments, though.
Fair enough. No, that's fair
But
enough.
then again, I find anyone more talented than me in any given area obnoxious. So.
You must find a lot of people obnoxious.
You would think, but unfortunately I've been live long enough that I've mastered a great many things.
Have you mastered your tact?
What was that?
That was a backhanded compliment. I apologize.
No, that was Axyl asking, what'd you say?
Tact.
Oh. Yes,
I
I'm
said,
very
yeah, you haven't mastered tact.
I imagine Emille to be like someone who talks smack and immediately after goes, "Oh, that was rude. I apologize."
You're not wrong. Tact and subtlety have never been one of my defining features. I'm a big, flashy kind of person. Well,
Careful.
he looks at
That
you,
attitude.
Kerdeas, and it goes. He puts a gauntleted hand on your shoulder and is like, "Well, hopefully your position with this group of ragamuffins will not come to the same conclusion as their musically inclined friend."
I take a look at his gauntlet. What does it look like?
It is exactly what it looks like in his picture.
That does look suspicious, and it is golden.
It's not fully golden though.
It has gold on it.
You know what? You make a good point. I kind of like make a toast. Here's to not dying.
He toasts that, freely. He does
I-
notice that Noemi looks at his, stares at his, singular armored arm, and it looks like it's very pretty, isn't it?
So pretty that you couldn't get two?
So pretty that I did not need to.
So not pretty enough?
Having two would be too radiant of a visage to behold.
He makes a fair point.
I'm not trying to blind everyone with my stunning appearance.
Yes, that makes it all the more stunning.
Why, thank you. I believe myself to be very attractive.
Definitely
I
not that.
must ask.
There's that
Were
fact
you
again.
a bard in your past life? Because
He looks at you and is like, bards are not the only people that know how to speak.
right, so a warlock then.
Oh, I am admittedly a warlock.
Oh yeah, you mentioned something about reviving your Patreon. That's what you were trying to
Yes,
do.
my patron. Right.
All right. How come?
Because they want it. And warlocks are at the beck and call of those they serve.
I guess. Did you ever? Well, I mean, I assume you didn't succeed. Is there
No,
any
I did not
reason to
succeed
die?
in the endeavor that I met the rest of your group, and no, my patron is not going to take my life because I failed.
All right, no, that's good then.
But I have made excellent strides going forward to bring them back to the physical plane.
Oh, excellent strides, you say.
Yes.
Recently?
As recent as last night.
Really? Noemi raises her eyebrows at Emille.
Hey, so we're looking into blood
Wait.
cult.
No.
Oh my god.
No.
Wow.
So
We're looking into some blood cults.
Oh my god.
I feel like you're quite informed, even though you're not from the area. Do you happen to know anything?
Oh, I run into my fair share of them. Cultists of the Matron of Blood, wishing to drain the world and bring forth her bloody resurrection or whatever it be.
You heard of the bleeding hand, was it?
The bloodied hand.
Bloodied hand?
Oh, the super secretive one that no one has been able to find in the city. I've heard of them. Run across people I suspect as members. Had no proof of it and no reason to look into it.
Do you happen to know how they look like?
They look like you and me. The purpose of a cult is not
Outsiders?
to stand out. It is to blend in and subvert expectation from within.
Of course, of course.
If they went around dressed in their cultist getup all the time, people would know exactly who they are.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's for sure. So you say you were suspicious of people, but didn't really care enough to like check in on it.
No, it doesn't bother me none. People can
Right.
worship who they wish to worship and all that good stuff. It doesn't really become my problem until it starts affecting me or my allies.
Yeah, I feel like as a warlock, you also follow shady Patreons, so
Sometimes my
Who,
patron
who
is
are
not
you to
shady at
judge?
all, but I understand the implication.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, who are
I will
you
be
to
right back. I
judge?
have to put my dog up.
Yeah, yeah.
Noemi feels like Kerdeas is calling warlocks shady.
We have a warlock
Yeah.
in our party.
Multiple warlocks.
Multiple.
If you feel identified.
Kerdeas
So
being blunt with the blood cult thing is kind of working, though, to be
I don't trust this guy.
full transparency.
Just don't know how it's going to be used against you down the line. Might be
Yeah.
working now, but
Let the future Kerdeas worry about that.
As you
Um,
Have
mention
you heard
blood
about blood
cults and
cults?
begin to kind of steer the conversation there, Isolde speaks up. Are you guys looking into blood cult activity as well?
As
As
well.
well.
as well.
Have you been looking into it yourself?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Annoying
assuming
as
it's
it may
affected
be.
your business.
Hmm?
I'm assuming it has affected some of your business.
Oh, not so much. I'm looking for a few people in particular, and I was on the trail of one of them, and I happened to run into some cultist and got sucked into a whole thing, and now I'm looking to eradicate a few cults. You know how it
Sounds like a
is.
great grand old time.
Bloody, if nothing else.
Is that a specific one, or
Um, I know a couple of the ones that I run into had specific names, and then some of them I've run into I haven't got their names yet.
Do you happen to
bloodied
know,
hand
remember any names?
ring a bell?
No, I didn't run into them. From my understanding, they work completely here within the city. Isn't that right, Varus? Yes, unfortunately. If you believe the rumors, at least.
It is getting good.
Any rumors that come up recently? I know we've heard a few, but I like to keep an ear on things.
Rumors of what?
What
Of
cults?
the bloodied hands work.
Oh, everything that goes wrong in the city is attributed to the Bloodied Hand.
Hmm.
Really?
Yes. Some people, it's attributed to so much that goes wrong in this city that some people believe it is just the government's way of passing blame. Isolde looks at Varus and is like, I've been in that ring before. That's the problem with feudal systems or monarchies. They don't ever want to take responsibility. Because if they did, the people would rise up and revolt.
You sound like you're very knowledgeable about this.
About
This
what?
usually comes from experience.
Mm-hmm.
About monarchies and feudalism?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, my country is run by. There's no one king. There's a bunch of lords of certain areas in my country.
Okay.
So it's easy to be familiar with it when your entire country's government runs that way.
Fair,
Remind me
fair.
again, which country was it?
Shair Balira.
I don't think I'm too familiar, though.
It's the country directly east of Flostayne.
And have you been back home in recent?
Uh, not in about a year.
I see.
You said you were an adventurer, right? Have you been to the guild hall here in this city?
The Silver Sabers?
Mm-hmm.
I have, but nothing that I care to.
No quest to pick up?
Oh no, I pick up quest here, but I didn't want to register them as my home guild or anything like that. Why? Do you belong to one of the 10 guilds as well?
Yes, we're from
Yes,
the Broken Moon Guild.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Mm-mm.
I've done some work for them. Flostayne is a fascinating country.
Beautiful place. Beautiful.
But yeah, apologies. If you need help fighting cults, I mean, I'm in town and I'm here fighting my own cult, so I'd be more than willing to help you.
All right. Yeah. No, that sounds good.
Perhaps just information for now. We'll share what we know.
Yeah.
Although it's
It's
not
fine with me.
much.
The dream work.
It's fine with me. It's always better to work with people than working alone.
You work alone, despite being in the guild?
Oh, I'm part of a guild, yes, but I don't have a party.
I see. Why not?
Never found people I could stand long enough to be in a party with. For more than like a passing moment.
Must have run into a lot of difficult people then.
It's me. I'm the drama.
I see.
Appreciate the honesty.
I sip my tea.
Well, I'm very... I like to do things a certain way. And a lot of my allies that I've tried to party up with do not respect my style of adventuring. Nor can they keep up. But you don't earn a name or a moniker like the Crimson Dervish without, being a little bit of a... What's the word I'm looking for? Wildcat on the battlefield?
Does that name mean anything?
The
Okay.
Crimson Dervish?
A dervish is a knife, right? Or a sword?
No. A dervish, specifically. It's like you hear it often, uh, attributed to people who are like, it comes from the name of like a specific sect of Muslims in the 12th century that were noted for their wild and ecstatic rituals and were known as dancing, whirling, or howling dervishes. And you hear it a lot on the battlefield as like someone who's just a blur of motion. Like they're in and out and they're just in the thick of things, and it's a lot of like movement and carnage.
Hmm.
Okay. I see. Well, to have a name such as that, you must be well deserving of it.
I like to think I am. But I like to be in the thick. But I don't mind sharing information.
Well, have you happened to hear of rituals going on in the inner city? Specifically this ring?
I haven't, but I could use my my bit of insight that I have here to see what I could pull up for you.
Well, I hear there's quite the sight happening within the last week or so. Massive sacrifice, yet no one else has heard of it. Bloodied corpses, dancing.
At this point, Varus looks up. Ah, I know what you're talking about. Or at least I've heard of what you're talking about.
Really?
According to Backrooms parlor gossip, the Bloodied Hand committed one of their rites, if you believe the rumor.
Go on.
I don't know what the rite was to do, or nor do I understand what they did, but there are people that seem to think that there was some sort of orgiastic ritual performed about a week ago. It kind of coincides with the a bit of the lower class that made their way into this ring.
Interesting timing.
It's possible.
This may
It
be
could.
theory here, but but maybe these lower class are being shipped here as sacrifices.
It's definitely a theory. I couldn't tell you for sure without checking with some sources of my own. I try to stay away from any business to do with blood cults. They tend to get you on the bad side of the church very quickly.
And yet think of all the bodies you could use to further your patron's wishes.
I've already told you that avenue of resurrection has been closed to me thanks to you, as I no longer have the corporeal body of my patron.
Same.
It is, really. But I mean, what am I to do when such young and full of energy adventurers such as yourselves come and meddle in things that they are not wanted?
Quite.
I mean,
Well, if you would be so kind as to look into this one matter for us, perhaps we can strike a deal.
Count Varus looks and is like, "Of course, I will see what I can do. We won't set the terms of the deal until I have information to potentially give you."
Sounds good.
All right. Noemi, you, as like this part of the conversation dies down, you realize that Kazatin, the young boy, is staring at you, unblinking, and has probably been doing so for a few minutes.
I glance over at him.
He meets your eyes. For such a
No fear.
young boy who's in his early teenage years, his gaze holds weight. And it's almost unnerving the way that he looks at these adults who have lived longer than him by a number of years and who have probably seen more than him, you would think. There is what am I trying to say? Like a gravitas to his gaze that someone as young as him shouldn't have.
Here to share your thoughts?
I'm just looking at you. It's always fun to see the biological vampires around. Calling you a vampire it's not super insulting, but your race is completely different from the like curse of vampirism or the disease of vampirism.
Right. Noemi raises an eyebrow.
What?
Vampirism?
I didn't say you had vampirism. I just said you're a biologic vampire. There's a difference, according to your people, at least.
Your people.
Your people.
No, let me get him.
Ooh, what does it mean by
Ice 'em.
that?
How
Shoot 'em
long
short
have
in the
we
face.
been here?
An hour or so.
Alright, an hour. Noemi is going to stand up and says, well, thank you for this very kind invitation. But I'm going to take my leave early. Perhaps the rest of my party will be more available to continue. And I'm going to I'm gonna stand up and be like, all right, Timmy, how are you feeling?
I think I will walk back to the inn with you.
Right, well, sorry to cut this short. May we meet again in another time that we're still in the city. Enjoy the rest of your dinner.
Before you leave, Varus does stand out to kind of like see you out, and he's like, I would like to apologize for Kazatin's hoarse language. I'm not asking you to forgive him, just give him a little bit of leeway because, well, he is very young and has not learned tact.
I can very well see that. Thank you, Count Varus. You have a lovely home, and it was a lovely time. Until next time.
He shows you out. If any of the party still stays, you notice like Isolde and Cersei glaring at Kazatin. And he just looks at them both and is like, "What?" And Isolde is the first one to speak up. It's like, you know that was rude as hell, right? What'd I say?
Boy.
You're not they're not vampires. I didn't say she. Well, I guess I did say. Yes, she is. She drinks blood. They're vampires. They might not want to call themselves vampires, and they might not have got it from some disease or curse, but they're vampires. That's like the definition of what a vampire is.
Actually, I do not glow.
Nothing wrong with that vampire.
Like his soul just like reaches over the dinner table and smacks him upside the head. You fucking hag! Ow!
Fight.
Can I slip in a comment like you two seem close?
His soul just like, no, not really. I'm just usually the one that tries to keep Kazatin from putting his foot in his mouth.
Sounds like it's not his first time being the life of the party.
I don't think it works.
As Byggen, as you finish that, and Kerdeas, like, I don't think it works. He looks at the both of you and he's like, yes, because I would so much rather be tall and lanky and feigning stoicism when I'm just socially awkward, or be a loudmouth braggart with scales.
Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow.
I'm
Life
gonna
of the
pick up
party
this
indeed.
plate of food and throw it at her.
What?
You throw it at Kazatin?
Yeah.
No, Isolde.
Isolde is the one that
Sorry.
said that.
Sorry, the kid.
Food fight.
So, names. Don't worry about that. The kid. The child.
Yeah. If you throw it at him, like, roll me a d20, add your dex modifier.
Oh no.
Just a second, I have to look and check what he's able to do. That's 17. Okay. Let me see. No, that's the wrong thing. Ugh. You see a gem in one of the skulls pauldrons that he wears over his like cape glows, and the food hits an arcane shield.
Ooh.
I stand up and walk away.
And people call me a child.
I stand up and walk away. I kind of just flip him off though.
As you're like walking away, you meet Varus coming back after showing Noemi out, and it's like, is everything all right?
Yeah, the plate just fell.
Oh, are you retiring as well?
But I'm just gonna go outside, step outside.
All right.
Are you gonna leave?
Oh, wait,
Varus
there.
comes back
There
in
he is.
and like sees that his soul is again scolding Kazatin. And Varus just looks at him. Kaz, we have talked about this. You're never going to be able to make friends if you do not learn to sheath that sharp tongue of yours. Who needs friends? Well, what are we? We're friends, aren't we? Sure. I mean, who wouldn't want to be friends with a creepy old man in a house when they're 12? And he
Man.
scoots his chair out and goes out back to the veranda.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn to Count
Interesting.
Varus and say, I know this is only my first time here, but what exactly is the talent in that child?
Gazetin is... how to put this? A miracle.
It's a very grand word.
And you would think so, but knowing his story, it makes sense that I use that word. Born to a single mother who claims to have never been wed or never even known the touch of a man. And this has been verified by many a priest. At least as much as she knows, it is the truth. He was born blessed by divinity from a young age. And that caused issues with his rearing. Such divine favoritism makes children stand out, and a child doesn't understand why other children don't want to be near him. And so he grew up alone, feeling that he did not need anyone else.
I feel kind of bad.
And so when his mother abandoned him,
Pity.
out of the stress that he was bringing on her, he felt it was only right that she abandoned him since he didn't need anyone. I found Kazatin a few years ago, surrounded by monsters that, propagate the lands between settlements, and watched as he brought down divine retribution upon all those who opposed him. He is a little socially inept, but he is a very gifted cleric.
It's a cleric.
I can only hope that he appreciates what you're doing.
I'm trying to teach him that no man is an island. Thus far, it has not he's very prickly to newcomers. He gets along with the rest of the group as well, and we've come to understand that his barbs are more teasing in his way of interacting than anything actually insulting. But I could understand why people who have never met him before think he is being insulting when he speaks. And it's potential that he was actually trying to be insulting as well. It's very hard to tell with him.
That's not quite helping his case, but I do appreciate.
He's young. That's the most that I can say about him, is that he is very young still, and still trying to figure out his I'm sure you remember what it was like being his age and not knowing where you stood in the world.
Of course. Questionable to say the least, but
Right. Whereas you had parents to teach you how to act, he simply has me, and I can't very well keep him locked away in my mansion until he learns. He is a powerful cleric, and his abilities are needed. And so he is an adventurer. Probably one of the only people that can put up with Sold for any length of time. But he can't officially be in Isolde's party because he refuses to join a guild. Though I would ask that you offer Miss Moon my sincerest apologies.
of course. Shall we return to the table?
Like he was already at the table. If like,
Oh,
yeah, like Kazadin left and Kerdeas has also stepped away.
Coming back inside, I am calmed down now.
Count Varus offers the same to you. Like he's like, I do apologize if Kazadin has said anything that rubbed you the wrong way.
No, it's okay. I'm pretty sure I just overreacted.
No stranger to loud kids.
Him being so divinely gifted has also caused him quite an ego.
If I can ask, how did he find his way into this group of individuals?
I found him. He was 11, I think, being assaulted by some goblins and wargs. And goblins are wont to ride wargs into battle, and as I was attempting to reach him to help, and you see a young child being attacked by goblins, you can only believe the worst will be happening soon. He called down divine retribution and slaughtered them where they stood.
And there lies the talent.
And there lies the talent,
Intense.
and I tried to take him under my wing when I found out more about his situation.
Hmm.
But that does not excuse him for being rude.
I think the what's her name again? Red hair.
He sold.
Sounds. It looked like Isolde kind of handled the matters, so no worries there.
She is good at that. She looks at him as a younger brother.
Hmm.
An
So
annoying younger brother.
I assume you were discovered in a similar way.
No. I met the Count through proper channels, actually.
Hmm.
He
You don't
was
mind me
working
asking how?
abroad some years ago, and I approached him because I needed help with finding some people that I'm looking for, and he pointed me in a direction, and we've just kind of kept circling around each other ever since.
It sounds like you're here on your own business as well.
Yes, I'm in Drusoria, or I'm in Esnaria specifically looking for some of the people that I've been trying to find. When I'm in the area, I usually come and visit the Count as much as I can.
Hmm.
He is a great ally to have, in my opinion.
You sound of a good friend on your behalf as well. So the people you're looking for,
Mhm.
any chance that's and anyone that we were talking about these past few hours?
Blood cultist? No, no. I just ran into them while I was tracking down leads, and they got on my nerves, and so, well,
No.
no, I'm looking for a relative of mine.
Well, if we're gonna be around town as well, maybe we could help. What do they look like?
Young and last I saw them, they had blonde hair, uh, bright blue eyes, but I haven't seen them in a number of years, so they may have changed their appearance a little bit.
Well, if that comes up,
His name is Tybalt, and he shares the same last name as uh, last name is me. We're cousins.
yeah, fair enough.
And he is the only family I have left.
I'm sure. Well, my party will be around, so turn to Emille. Not obviously taking in the new information we just got.
Yeah.
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 Emille's thinking,
Off-
oh my
off
gosh,
the
I'm
table?
blonde. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I fell
Crazy.
at some point. I technically off the table did not promise anything, so I'm just gonna. All I said was we'll be around. So, but anyway, pleasure.
Yeah.
I kind of look at Kerdeas and Emille, just kind of signaling like, should we join the rest of the party or?
We have blood coat info. We know more about Tybalt.
Timmy.
Timmy, yes.
Turner.
Matthias.
We should be good, right? We got.
More
Seems like
or
Varus is easy to
less.
contact now, so.
How about info from the constable? A friend in a high place. Another friend in a high place?
If you broach the subject of a meeting with the constable, Varus will be like, I can see if I can get you a meeting with him. I can't promise anything. He is a busy man.
Well, perhaps it won't be necessary, depending on the information from... I'm sorry, what was her name again? And I'm gonna motion over to the drow man. Because he was gonna look into it for us, right?
No, Varus was going to look into it for you.
Oh, Varus, okay.
Yeah, Valus has not promised you guys anything other than backhanded compliments.
Valus. Their names are so similar.
Wait, what's his name?
Yeah, Valus. Vaellas.
Say less.
It's my fault for
Yes.
naming them closely, but I like the sound of V names and I didn't think about it.
No worries.
No worries. Okay, yeah. Yes. Perhaps it's not necessary until after.
Either way, we'll be sure to return the favor for all the efforts.
I'll do what I can.
Yes, and should we still be in town by the next month, perhaps we would be able to join you again.
Well, anytime you wish to join me for dinner, you have an open invitation, as do all of my friends. But I host dinner
What is
parties
friend?
every month.
Yeah, we call this friends, guys.
Yeah, well,
Like I said,
Byggen stands up. I think it's time for me to take my leave as well, but thank you and nice to meet everyone here. Kind of bows to the entire table.
as you leave, Isolde stands up and shakes your hand and is like, I will be probably in the outer city. Let's see. Where am I staying?
Hmm.
Probably in Midville, if you need some help with blood cults and whatnot.
Pleasure.
Midville.
We'll be around as
It's
well.
like a
A
mid
little
place.
new to the place, but
You guys are staying in the rusticate.
I'm not telling her that though.
Not telling her that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
She's gonna get a very polite nod, kind of wave to everyone else, and walk off.
Okay.
Oh, and to big thank you to Varus as well.
No. He says it's his pleasure and looks forward to seeing you around. Potentially seeing you back in his casino.
Oh boy.
Nervous sweat and no words on the way out. This man stole my money.
And then fed you.
True.
To be fair, that table was probably almost as expensive, I guess.
It was probably paid
Oh,
with
it was a
your
lot
money.
No,
Everyone's welcome for dinner.
everyone's welcome for dinner. No. What about Emille and Kerdeas? You guys staying for any more?
I feel like we have a good amount of information, right?
Yeah, we do. We do. I'm just gonna sit here though.
Well, I guess I'll leave when you leave.
Gonna stay in the good vibes. Gonna keep eating that energy up, you know.
Food is brought as long as people are eating, and you notice that some of Varus's guests eat quite a while and socialize, and you can tell there's a lot of camaraderie, but there's also a lot of transactional friendship here.
What a nice place. Well, I think we should start leaving. Heading out.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, I don't want to keep these people waiting, you know.
As you guys leave to go catch up with Byggen, Noemi, and Tybalt, Noemi, as you and Tybalt leave earlier than the rest of them, after you get through the iron fencing around the manor, Tybalt lets out a huge sigh and kind of slumps against the wall.
Noemi pats his shoulder and says, "It's okay. You're Timmy in our eyes now."
Well, I guess we changed his name to Timmy now.
I did not expect to see her here. It's going to make my moving around a little bit harder than I want it to be.
Completely fair. Yep.
Well, this is before you guys have left, so this is just Noemi and Tybalt.
Mm-hmm.
So Noemi, you're not privy to the information yet that
Mm-mm.
she is Tybalt's cousin.
Oh, no, but I know they share the same last name.
Yes, you do.
Yes, yeah. I tell Tybalt, it's okay. You don't have to share anything you're not ready to yet. But if you want to avoid and make your identity hidden, we got your back.
Thank you for that. I did not expect to see a member of my family here.
He smiles and says, and I didn't expect to hear about my betrothed here as well either.
Fair enough.
Small world.
You're not joking with that one. She's right, though, you know. She is quite a dervish on the battlefield.
Seems kind of
So,
a scary opponent.
yep, and I'm not completely sure of her motives, so I don't know if she's on my side or not. So if we can avoid fighting her at all, that would be preferable.
Seconded.
I've seen her... Let's just put it this way. I've seen her take down a small group of people by herself.
I feel like between, as I learned from this dinner party, between your relative, the sassy, rude kid, the not once hot but not anymore, not what's his name?
Valus.
No. What's his name? And the count that gives me weird vibes. I don't. This dinner party.
I mean, the Count seemed...
No, Tybalt. No. He got weird vibes.
I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm just saying that, like, he seems okay. But looks can be deceiving.
His blood is weird.
His blood is weird?
His blood is...
What does that mean?
It's weird. It's weird, I tell you.
Oh, I believe you. I just don't understand what that means.
It's like, he's not dead, but he's not, like, alive.
Do you think he's undead?
Maybe. He said that everyone he recruited was there for quote-unquote talent.
Right.
He called us... What did he say? He said something about... No, it started with the I. Not investments. I don't know. It's weird. It's like being a part of a collection.
I can see where that's strange.
I think we should avoid them.
Don't get me wrong, he does scream, I've got my hands in places it doesn't belong.
Speaking of hands, that gauntlet.
From the drow?
Yeah, what's his name?
You're gonna have to, like, unpack why you guys don't like him for me later.
No, Noemi looks around and she reaches into her bag and she takes out the scroll and the portrait. Oh wait, no, I gave the scroll. Never mind. She takes out the portrait.
Okay.
She's like, well, way back when we were just rookie adventurers on our first mission, we encountered him, and he was sacrificing young children to raise his patron. And we put a stop to his nefarious plans. And, okay, we might have looted some to stop his plan. And I nicked this off of him. His patron. Or at least a
All right.
portrait of it. And yeah, we had to give in the rest for evidence. Which was like a scroll and with some incantation and perhaps like a coffin and a body. Great coffin though. Good work, great craftsmanship.
Okay.
And
And so you fought him, and he like attacked you guys and everything like that.
no. He had his henchmen attack us. He just fled.
Okay.
And yeah, this is the last place we thought we would meet him. I bet he's up to some suspicious underground dealings.
Well, he does seem shady. Interesting to meet another warlock. We all seem so different.
Ugh, I can't believe he's a warlock.
What do you mean?
Well,
There's no shortage of people that would sell themselves for power.
well, when we first met him, one of our ex-party members called him the hot one. Not really, though. I've since changed my stance.
Did you only change your stance because you actually like talked to him and he's no longer mysterious?
No, he was better when he, kept his mouth shut.
Ah, okay. I'll take your word for it.
Noemi nods. I just couldn't help but notice that his gauntlet is also gold.
True.
And
If you think that like he has what we're looking for,
I don't know. Blood cults, suspicious activities, points to him. Maybe. Hopefully not. I don't want to run into them again.
Okay.
But I don't know. I figured it was a good escape for both of us.
It was.
A timely
It was.
departure.
Because luckily, Isolde never like made any inway with me, but it wouldn't have taken her much to recognize who I was.
Didn't look too closely, right?
No. Though I am wondering how he knows a strange old warforged and a mannequin.
Perhaps they all like casino gambling.
Well, Sidex, the warforged lady, she gives me the creeps, but because she seems old as hell. And the Nightingale guy is a mannequin, which I've not seen many of them outside of my home country. I wonder what he's able to do. I mean, he looks at you, Noemi. Do you know what a mannequin is?
Noemi tilts her head in question.
I take that as a
A
no.
doll?
No, they're like warforged. They're automatons, but they're not the same as like. While they're both automatons, he's not the same kind of automaton as the robot lady is. He's made of like this weird living metal that he's able to craft as he needs to be like. If he needs to be more bulky, he can do that. He can make himself more bulky. If he needs to be lether, he can do that as well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're an
he
old
was-
race in my country.
He was pretty quiet and reserved, so we didn't learn much about him.
Right. Just strange. It makes me wonder how old the Count is if he knows these people.
Noemi says maybe if he's an undead, pretty old.
Fair.
I'm telling you, his blood is weird.
His blood is weird. I will take your word for it.
Noemi.
Mostly because I cannot sense blood.
Weird, I say. And Noemi kind of was thinking, I should have used this guy's self to go to the dinner party, and then realized that no, the Count saw us at the casino. Tybalt, did you have your face exposed at the casino, or did you have your mask on?
No, I don't ever expose my face unless I'm in a room because there are people that want to kill me.
Okay, good, okay. You're now Timmy.
Okay.
And we need a last name.
We'll
Noemi
figure something.
spies a pebble on the floor, and she's gonna be like, Timmy Rock.
Timmy Rock.
There's a ring to it.
Not gonna lie, Noemi, I hate it.
Alright, we'll keep workshop on it then.
It'll be fine around him.
Timmy the second.
Eventually, everyone meets back up at the inn in the rusticate.
So how was the
Night
rest of the
has
dinner
fallen.
party?
Interesting. Just like the beginning.
Threw a
of
plate
the
at someone.
Dinner party.
Yeah,
There was a fight?
it got intense for a second, but we good.
Did you
Also
guys
got a
get
little
kicked
bit
out?
of intel to stay out of the outside of the town.
Yeah. It looks like Isolde. Well,
Yeah.
would you like to tell her? Tybalt?
And no pressure to reveal anything either.
No,
just,
I already told Noemi a little bit that she's a family member, but she's my cousin.
Yeah, she actually mentioned, as soon as she actually said your name and mentioned that she was looking for you, but
It doesn't surprise me that she's looking for me. I just don't know if she's looking for me because I was framed, or if she's looking for me because she honestly believes I did it.
Right. So this is now Timmy. We need a last name for Timmy. That's not Fell. Maybe like, what's the opposite of
How about
Fell?
Rose?
Brock?
Timmy Rose? That's a
Timmy
pretty cool name.
Rose. Timmy Rose.
Rise.
Full name.
Timothy Rise.
Oh,
Timmy the Risen. Timothy the Risen.
Oh,
The wrist-
Lord.
Sorry.
And
You
if
could just
anyone
call me
asks,
by what I was going before you guys met me, which is I was going by like a bird name because my mask is bird-like.
yeah, it's less suspicious, I guess, but I like Timmy.
Timmy's a bird.
Tybalt.
I don't think so, but sure. I'm
Timmy's
sure
a
there's a
cam.
bird named Timmy.
Timmy
The
the
blue-eyed
Tam.
Timmy, yeah.
Timmy the. Well, no, we shouldn't go anywhere near blue.
Absolutely no loose ends.
Hmm.
Did you guys learn anything else about anyone?
Well, other than the drow was an asshole.
What's his
Well,
name?
then it seems like we have a couple hanging favors, but that's about it. Valus?
No. His name is what's his name?
Oh
Valus.
no, he had a pretty cool drink.
Yeah, Kerdeas, Noemi explained to me that they ran into him when they first started adventuring, and he was apparently sacrificing kids or something.
Mm.
Yeah, we were able to stop the process, but we couldn't stop the killings, fortunately. But we did save lives in the long run. Never did quite find out what his new method was, though.
Warlocks.
Great coffin.
Seems just like yesterday.
A lot of warlocks, yes.
Noemi raises an eyebrow at Kerdeas.
Not all of them. I'm just saying that a lot of warlocks. They're vicious patients.
Speaking of, that kid was interesting. Yeah.
That kid
Oh,
was
the
cool.
the rude
he
one.
was cool. Yeah. I guess the other one
Yeah,
didn't
that
talk
guy.
that much, but
Child conceived through a miracle,
Hmm.
as mentioned.
Mm,
Kind of
right.
hellspawn miracle conceived him.
Should have said that at the
Oh,
table.
table.
Hey, apparently he insulted Noemi, and then apparently insulted you guys after we left. So I can say that.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Noemi looks
Maybe
at
not.
Emille. What do you mean, miracle?
Well, he was brought into the world through a means that wouldn't be possible. Birth of the mother that never knew the touch of a man, as Varus put it. Simply,
He has daddy issues.
I,
Noemi nods.
I clap slowly. Wow. Wow.
I'm gonna
Good
say
job.
Jesus, but that doesn't exist.
well, perhaps the easier way to put it is that he was born without a father and to a single mother.
Questionable, but okay.
Well, I'm sure only he knows the truth.
Maybe that's why he's so mad all the
Daddy
Or
issues.
he at least knows what he's been told is the truth.
time. Ooh, even worse, mommy issues.
Parental issues. Alright, so we have a list of people to avoid.
I call that a success for the night.
Perhaps it's best to turn in.
Yeah.
So what do you
we got a
guys
few
think
more
of the
listeners.
Count? Because Noemi is completely stuck on he's weird and untrustworthy because his blood is funny.
Blood don't
Seems
lie.
Nice.
man.
Blood don't lie.
Seems like a nice guy.
They
He's
Seems-
gonna be the
sees
first
him
to
as
die.
a
He's gonna be the first to
kind of
die.
a dealer of
Dead.
deals or something, you know.
He's hoarding collections of people with talents.
I think he seems like a good connection to have. I wouldn't
But
want to
no
know
more
him any
about that.
further, though.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because he is a very powerful figure in a giant city.
What are
I think there's value in that.
service stairs?
Hmm?
What are service stairs?
Stairs for
Servants?
the servicers.
Oh my.
What is it that they service?
The
The
count.
people in the house.
Wine boom. Anyways.
Blood cults.
Hmm.
So do you guys like blood cults? Just about my
I-
favorite
that's-
interrogation tactic.
So have you
Oh,
heard of
blood
blood
cults, am I
cult?
right?
It
Crazy.
worked, so I can't say anything. But
What is this?
What is what?
The thing on Core Pass.
the
Get the
constable.
shield.
Oh.
It's the
Badge.
fuzz. The
Oh.
12.
No fun.
5-0.
Oh, not the 5-0.
Ooh.
The fuzz.
Alright. So we're getting a lot of places where we should avoid. Where
Well,
was the place
when we're
at?
looking at the rest of our leads, I don't think we're really intersecting any of those places, right?
Okay, so you have followed up the lead in Radbrew.
Mm-hmm.
That was the Gith Yankee lady.
You want to avoid Midville.
You have checked out Hamlet Height. You still have the Blood Mage
Hmm.
in Fellview.
Oh yeah, in the sewers.
That is the neatest I have ever written with MS Paint. So you've got those two left. Yep. So you're slowly making progress. This is a big city, so you guys making as much progress as you have has been going pretty well.
I'm assuming it's like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock by now.
Yeah, it's getting later in the evening.
Yeah.
I would like, as you guys are all kind of like turning in for the night, I would like you all to make me either a perception or arcana check.
Oh.
Perception to see if you notice what's going on around, arcana if you wish to glean anything that could be magical going on.
Natural 20. What do I see?
Good God.
Dirty 20.
People, stop.
We have good
Give me
roll
the lore.
session.
Stop.
Give me the lore, God.
Brown bear, what do you see?
Nothing.
Oh,
Oh, darn.
damn.
The bear's sleeping.
Oh,
Damn. That's the second time Tybalt's rolled the exact same as Noemi.
Woo!
they were in
20s.
sync. They were in sync. Oh.
Warlock gang.
Okay, so perception wise, Noemi, you don't hear it until Byggen begins to hear it. Byggen, you hear movement in the streets. It's later in the evening. You didn't see a lot of people coming back to the inn, but you guys start to hear movement in the streets.
Can I are we still all together?
Yeah, you guys are in the inn. You have a window.
I signal, do you hear that? To everyone else.
Or no, sorry. Emille. Byggen, you rolled Arcana.
Oh, yeah.
Different thing. Emille, you hear movement in the streets, and then you actually see something out of the window moving in the streets.
Strange. I will let everyone know. There's shadows in the streets.
Can someone peek out? Kind of check?
Emille, quickly after noticing this, we'll say that you peek your head over to see what exactly is moving, because there shouldn't be this much moving for you to notice, this late at night. Let me find the right picture. It's not what I wanted to do, but it'll be all right. You notice a handful of these things moving. It starts off with a small procession of these little guys.
Ew.
Oh god.
Not even God can help us now.
A little COVID monster. Oh my god.
It's
Ew.
red.
It's
It
fleshy.
is.
It is fleshy.
And you see like 3 or 4 of them moving throughout the streets. And then you hear and you see 2 of these moving across as well.
More red.
A lot of
Oh
blood.
yes.
You might have found the
Noemi,
bloodied hand.
with your blood sense, you begin to feel an overwhelming amount of blood in the area.
Hey guys. There are a lot of blood.
I have
Did you
fun.
say blood cult?
And of course, leading from the back of the pack
Vladimir.
Of course. Vladimir.
is a person in red clothing. Red clothing, seemingly leading these abominations around. Byggen and Kerdeas, as like Emille goes, "Hey, I heard something outside." You guys feel this overwhelming sense of magic to the point where it almost makes you sick to your stomach because it is an unnatural magic.
I tell everyone there's a strong presence of magic.
Very icky feeling.
And that's when Emille pokes his head out and starts seeing these bloody figures moving.
Are they moving? Like, in the street?
They're walking
Like,
down the street.
yeah, just like in plain sight? No one's around?
There is not a lot of people around, no. And they are it's nighttime, so they're moving in the dark. Um with your like it's not hard to think that because of the time of night it is and the fact that you guys are used to like keeping an eye out for this sort of thing, like normal people won't notice them moving.
How far away is the guy?
Uh there are 2 of the bigger things and 3 of the little things, or 4 of the little things, and then there's 1 guy, and he's at the back of the pack.
Are they coming towards us or just walking?
They are walking down the street, and with the sounds, Emil, that you're hearing, they're probably not the only group.
Should you go alert the rest of the building?
Like the rest of the hotel or the inn.
Yeah. I mean, if they're not aiming towards us, but just aiming around in general, I mean,
Wait, can we
might
have
be a sign of
Helki follow
danger.
them?
Oh, wait, yeah. Are they just walking towards something?
They seem to be marching through the streets.
Oh,
They're heading somewhere specific. Um,
Yeah, can Helki like kind
okay.
of see the motion?
I am going to cast invisibility on Helki.
Mm-hmm.
and send her out and tell her to do her best to follow
Whoops.
these
Sorry.
I got this, monkey.
suspicious people.
Okay. As she heads out and begins to follow far enough above to where even those with like the ability to sense magic wouldn't be able to like detect her. Um you get a mental picture back of a few other groups of these set up very very similar um
Also,
and
with people controlling.
yes.
Hmm.
Can I cast Hunter's Mark on one of them?
uh Sure.
Because that lets me find them, right? It gives me advantage if they like try to disappear.
I'll have to read
Oops,
exactly what
sorry.
Hunter's Mark does.
You have advantage on any wisdom, perception, or wisdom survival check you make to find it.
Yeah, okay.
Nice.
So
Guess
like
there's no rest for the wicked. Start gearing up again.
if you guys could absolutely go to sleep and ignore this. This isn't your problem.
Like,
don't know about
it's been
that.
too long of a day.
I like how it's not our problem after Helki has already been sent out.
Monkey's like,
Well, I
what's
mean,
up?
you could always call her back too.
Oh no,
It's
she's there.
I'll
we're
trail
having
them
a
for a
lot
little
of
bit,
right.
and then hopefully we'll find something. If you guys want to stay here.
Oh, I guess we're all following.
Well, we shouldn't.
I guess we're
What?
all following.
Because
We
I have
No,
this and I have this to escape
no. I mean, if you say split up,
and search for
You never
clues.
split
I
up.
wasn't gonna
Don't-
say split up. I was gonna say maybe we shouldn't all travel as a pack if we're trying to be stealthy.
Yeah.
So
Clink,
split
clink,
up.
clink, get the armor. Clink, clink, clink.
I think me and Kerdeas might be the only ones with problems stealthing.
What?
So I guess
No.
if we're dividing a group, I think that's going to be you and Emille. Right?
Yeah. We could do just me and Helki too, if anything.
I know, Emmy, your call.
I mean, I have visual connection with Helki, so I'm good. I don't gotta move.
You have visual connection with Helki up to a certain amount.
Oh, that's true. Up to
You
bless
can
you.
just go all in there.
A
I mean,
100.
Emille tracks as usual, right? Like you guys will technically move towards wherever Helki's going, so that
100
it
feet.
shouldn't cut.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Well, guys, I think we can just go in there.
Noemi's
Me and
gonna
Kerdeas
pull
will
out
hold the
her
fort.
broom.
Oh my god, are you gonna fly?
Can't
Okay.
walk. Can I? I mean, I guess I could walk.
You could try to stealth behind them.
I think flying works, right?
If you do, then I can cast Pass Without a Trace along with you there, so you get a +10 to stealth.
She has to be within a certain radius of you for her to continuously get that, though.
Mm.
Okay, I'll move with Emille then.
So we're going on foot.
Sure, I have my shadow robes as well.
If you lose connection with Helki, that means I guess you guys aren't moving directly with the pack.
That is true.
Like I said, it's however you guys want to do it. I'm just letting you know that there are multiple groups converging into a certain direction, and that like if you want to, you can follow them.
Yeah, this is just recon. Just to
Alright.
find out.
Sure.
If something
follow.
goes wrong, can you somehow send a signal?
We'll run.
Okay.
We'll yell at the top of our lungs.
All right.
I'm
Help.
gonna go with.
I don't
I
have
knew.
anything to. Yeah, I got no items. Ooh, I also have these arrows of teleportation too that can help me get away.
You do?
I have 5.
I know. So like, I'm going to, as a DM, remind you that Emille and Noemi, if you guys go to follow them and you get caught, at minimum, it will be 2 against 7.
Yeah. I think they shouldn't go alone. I'm gonna be
Would you
real.
like some accompaniment?
We can run, right?
I
Oh,
mean,
absolutely. I'm just letting you know of your odds.
Can
I
pass without
mean,
count for a lot of
if you
people, or
have if we
Yeah.
add like 3 more members, that's 5 against 7. So I mean,
Oh,
the
again,
mystery gang back at it again? Yes,
if
sir.
you wanna work on that stealth of yours.
I'll maybe leave one of my shields here. It sounds like we should go.
Can
that's what I'm
Byggen be
Only-
like far
saying.
away but close
only
enough to
wield
us?
one of them at a time.
He still brings
Yeah.
2.
I'm
Clink,
I'm
clink.
still dual wielding. I feel like I can
Clink,
be
clink.
furthest back, right?
So what now?
I'll follow behind.
I follow far enough behind where you won't have to stealth check, but close enough to run up to us if we need help.
Yeah, is that possible?
If you're following the group, period, you would need to stealth check.
Okay.
Darn.
But if you are, and it's just because there's multiple eyes and they seem to be doing something in the dead of night. But your DC will be lower if you follow far enough behind Emille than following right up on them, if that makes sense.
Okay. Sounds like the first option is the move.
You won't be
What
getting
if
the
we just
plus 10
confront
stealth,
them?
though, if you're not
Right.
with me.
If you're not
Ah,
directly by Emille, you will not get the plus 10, but your DC will be lowered because you're not close enough to the
honestly, the plus 10, I have a 1 on stealth, so could be either way.
it's up to you guys. However you want to play this.
Kerdeas, how you feeling?
Oh yeah, I think we should all go.
Yeah, plus 10 is like a 50% chance for you to
Yeah.
pass. If assuming they're medium checks.
Yeah.
We
I
don't
think I'm
need
good
to
with that.
hide. We can fight.
We
them.
could fight all.
We should
Yeah.
try to hide to see where they're going.
Yeah, this was
We
this
can-
first
we
part's
can just
recon,
get the
so yeah.
answers from them.
You're gonna get answers from flesh monsters with no mouth.
From the wizard.
They don't look like they can talk. I'ma just be real here.
They have buttholes for faces.
Oh yes.
The only thing
One
they'll
of them
tell
has
you is
buttholes
shit.
for faces.
Okay, it
The
sounds
other
like
one
move as
has
a group.
like
Ahaha.
a move as a group.
Mm.
Fair enough. Pass without a trace adds plus 10. I would like for you all to make me a stealth check.
Do 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 do.
Do-do-do.
Oh. Good thing I left my shield. Sir.
We're
did it.
singing the
Yeah.
song.
Oh yeah. In formation, yeah.
Yes.
25, 28, 24, 25. Tybalt is going to... 24 as well. You guys are all hidden fairly well. With that, you guys follow them for a decent way before these like packs of strange creatures and their handlers come to a like an open crossroads kind of thing in town.
So here?
Give me just a second. Because I was building a battle map for you guys. Should you go out and just try to fight them, I will have to build another one later. No. It's more like let me get rid of some of these little dudes.
Or stealth
Go away.
and recon. Do.
It's more like they lead you to like right here.
Not suspicious, it's the sewers.
No, the sewers is like somewhere in the textway, but they lead you like to a kind of where you would see like a crossroads bazaar kind of thing in the daylight. Like it's not hardly like big enough for a full blown like flea market kind of thing, but there are like buildings around it and some like statues and whatnot. And at the center, you see two more of the. Let me make sure I don't have any other one here that I need to add. Okay. You don't see any more creatures. You do see two more of the big creatures. But you don't see any different creatures, is what I'm trying to say. And flanking either side of another person. This person being
Doo-doo.
this person.
Suspicious.
Red.
Yep. And Noemi, as you like follow close enough behind to like to still be within the area, your blood sense is overwhelmed even more than it already was with just blood. Make me just a straight intelligence check if you would, please.
Let's see if Noemi is smart.
Not an intelligence save, an intelligence check.
Oh, wait. Oh, is that just this?
Mhm.
Ah.
Okay. We'll use the 16 on that one. Because this would give you this specific instance would give you advantage on it. These creatures are what are known as the Bloodborne. It's an esoteric style of blood magic that summons creatures made of blood. And as a Nightwalker / Morozavari, they are the lesser minion gifted to blood cults in the name of the matron. And with that knowledge, I think we're going to end session here. Next session, we will see what you plan to do with the fact that you've apparently come upon a blood hunt meeting.
Okay,
Oh,
I think since we know what they look like, we should make clothes like it and infiltrate. Cosplay.
you could really committed to the stealth thing.
I don't think it's a bad idea either, but I'm scared there's like a password or like they know who each other are. No.
We're newly recruited. All
Hey
hail.
guys, is this where the blood meeting's at?
My question is,
Yeah,
how
we're
do
here for
you
the blood
make
meeting.
how do you make outfits quick enough to blend in, because you might not catch this again?
Oh.
Red
Well,
paint.
I don't know about anyone else, but
Minor illusion.
Oh, you have a spell, don't you? Oh, you do.
They also have disguise self. Do I? I do. My class.
Hmm.
I mean, I also have minor illusion, but I don't know if that's very helpful, right? Because it's
It is not. No,
yeah.
disguise self would be the go. Disguise self or another spell called seeming.
Ooh, what is a glimpse?
Oh,
Type of ranger
Gloomstalker.
he is.
Yeah. It's just
He
for
is
me to
Batman.
note where I have my ability so I don't mix it up with my slot
Oh,
abilities.
He is Batman.
with blonde hair. I gotcha.
Well, the Gloomstalker is often attributed to the Batman subclass.
He has ninja
Batman
stars.
subclass?
Yeah.
Love D&D.
Like, if you were to try to make Batman in
Oh.
D&D, he would probably end up being at least in part a Gloomstalker ranger if he was not. It'd be like a monk, like Way of Shadow monk, and then Gloomstalker ranger would be his official class. Because he's proficient with ranged weapons, and he's good at a hand-to-hand fighting. So
I mean, I'm assuming Tybalt. Wait, the Mask of Many Faces is a. Oh, I don't know if Tybalt
is
has
it?
that one. I think does Tybalt
He
have that one?
it's invocation. I don't know what Tybalt has right off the top of my head.
Because so far that's 2 members of the party. I don't think we can. Yeah, can't do disguise self on anyone else.
Nope. He has. What does this do? Oh, no. Okay. He does not have. Yeah, he does not have disguise self.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll sleep on it and come back.
I'm gonna let you guys know right now. If you sleep on it and you go to bed and you don't interact with this right now, they won't be there in the morning.
Oh no, I meant like next session.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. So,
'Cause-
go ahead.
Oh, because I was gonna be like, the only other thing I can think of is like you Scooby Doo them, you know? You knock one of them at the back of the party and drag them off.
Well, only the humans have clothing. The other things are not human. They're just monsters made of blood.
Yeah, you drag one of them off, take their clothes, come back. Hi guys. Went for the bathroom break, totally the same
Hi,
as I
guys.
left.
So, where's
And
the
we have
blood
Helki
meeting?
going along. Right. I was at the rec room.
So, next session would be the 20th.
My goodness.
Yep.
Is that good for everyone?
Mhm.
Thanks. Are we hitting our
Yeah.
2-year anniversary?
We are.
Oh my god.
Good lord.
Ah.
I will go ahead and let you guys know that I am making plans for the first. It would be our first session in August. As it stands right now, I will not be able to do that. It's like the August 1st, I think is the session. It would be our session. I will hopefully, should everything go according to plan, be in Indianapolis.
Ooh.
Oh.
Sounds fun.
I'm gonna try to go to Gen Con.
Ooh,
what's that?
have fun, have fun.
For those that you don't know, Gen Con is the TTRPG and board game convention that happens every year.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Nice.
I'm gonna go try to spend 4 days in Indy and then spend a bunch of money on dice and get looks
You
at like
should.
systems that, you know, haven't come out yet and maybe get like advanced copies of systems and whatnot.
Ooh, yeah, have fun.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we will meet back up here the 20th. I would like to thank you all for playing with me. This is like Thursday is probably my favorite night of the week just because I get to play D&D regularly with you guys, and you guys are a lot of fun to play with.
Thank you, thank
Thanks
you.
for all the
Yeah,
games. Yeah,
I
that was a
Thanks
good
for always
Thank you.
hosting great games.
it's always nice to chill. I mean, because it's pretty. We're in character, but it's also like, you know, meeting with
We're
you guys
catching up a little
every
bit during.
couple
Yeah.
weeks.
Mhm.
Yeah. Always a good time.
Mm-hmm.
All
Well,
right, guys. I'm gonna go crash, but thanks for games.
same.
Good night.
Yes.
Night,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Night night.